What's going on, guys? Vic VP with another video in regard to the Gamecase Lite edition, all Gamecase editions. My past video just now with the N64 that goes with both, not just the Lite edition, but also the Gamecase regular. Real quick on this video, it's gonna be a little bit longer, but I have to stress something out. It's something that it's not possible to work around, but there's a fix to it. Basically, hyperspin is beautiful. Hyperspin is really meant for the presentation, the show of it. But I can't stress it more than enough what the headache it is as far as when it comes to the PC games to it. Basically, this video is going to be explaining why it's better to launch the PC games outside of Hyperspin. Outside of Hyperspin, I basically mean that you're going to go right into this folder that says PC games. You're going to hit PC games. And basically, you're going to select your PC game from this list. I highly suggest not to run the PC game from Hyperspin. The main reason is because when you launch Hyperspin, it launches a program called Joy2Key that basically makes the arcade sticks, even the Xbox 360 controller, work with the emulators as far as mimicking the buttons on this to keyboard buttons. Basically, like an emulator like Super Nintendo, for example, up, down, left, right is using the keyboard shortcut of up, down, left, right arrow keys. Or like jump is the button Z. So Joy2Key is a program that takes any controller and will make it work as if it's, basically the A button on the Xbox 360 controller is the Z keyboard input. So every time I have Hyperspin set up to launch Joy2Key, it will always forever launch it. That's why I always say if you ever exit Joy2Key, you will exit the Joy2Key link that's here at the bottom and all that. So with that, while Joy2Key is launched, if you try to launch a PC game, the PC game kind of spazzes out, meaning that it doesn't understand if you're using a controller or a keyboard, because basically you're using both things at the same time, meaning you're using the Xbox 360 controller, but Joy2Key is launched, so the computer is confused. The game is confused. It's saying, why? I don't know which one you want. So it's a big headache. I'm going to launch a game, and I'll show you what I mean exactly. We're going to launch a game from Hyperspin. The biggest one, I believe, was like the Street Fighters and the Marvels and all that. Now, before anything, just keep in mind, here's how you identify what a PC game is and what a console game is. A console, some people might see this and be like, what is he talking about? Like, that's basic stuff, but some people don't know. Console game is basically, try to think of it as this. That's a console, and then you pick the game into it. So the arcade is my console. Let's just name it out real quick. This is a console. Daphne's a console, open bore. This is a PC game. But this game works fine with if you launch that out of here. But let's just keep going. This is a PC game. This is a console. Everything here is a console right here. Game Boy. It's a console. That means it's like, the system, the console. If you're going to play a console game, you will use Hyperspin to play it. But now, after PopCap, you're going to get your PC games. Some PC games don't even have the artwork, as you can see. Basically, everything from Too Dark. The first game, at least as far as this, when this is uploaded, the first game is Too Dark. This is a PC game. Basically, once you launch it, it launches an executable. That's what I mean by PC game. Okay? Cuphead, all this, every game here. Grand Theft Auto, the Guns Gore, even the Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Sonic, the South Park games. These are all considered PC games. Then you get back into the arcade, you're back. Again, if I go into here, I'm going to do actually, just to show you the confusion to it, I believe it's Marvel vs. Capcom. If I hit it, it launches the executable. This black screen is basically Windows saying, hey, you got to execute this program. This, again, is a PC game. Hopefully, you'll be able to see and witness what I mean by the system confusing. The game is being confused because Joy2Key is running along with the 360. Again, always let the game load. You'll probably see it real quick. I have the Gato down. Let's see if we could get it. Hopefully we could see it. Okay, here we go. I hope I'm able to see it real quick. I gotta see how I can make it stop. Okay, let's see that. This is perfect. You guys can see this at the bottom of the screen right now. X is Y is to exit, A is to confirm. It's showing you 360 buttons right now. But if I hit it real quick, now it went to keyboard. This is perfect. This is exactly what I need you to see. If you see it, you see it right there. I literally switched it. It's going from the keyboard. You can see it happening. It's confused. Again, it's because joy to key is running. Joy to key is running. It's showing that, hey, this is, you know, arrow up, arrow down. This is the Z button. That's why it's going crazy right now. Okay? This is why I highly suggest if you're going to play a PC game, don't launch it from Hyperspin. Right now, if I could try to get it again, you could see it quickly flashing. And I'm just trying to, there you go. Oh, see? So, right now it's like, oh, the 360 controller is connected. But then if I press it, oh no, it's a keyboard that's talking to it. If I go into picking, will it show me? No. Again, it'll work sometimes, but I'll show you if I load up like Street Fighter, you'll see the headache that you'll deal with. Let's do that real quick. That was perfect. Like I said, you have to witness it, you have to see it. If I do, I think it's Street Fighter Cross Tekken. No, we'll run Street Fighter 4. Again, another PC game. It's throwing an executable up. It's going to load up. I'm not pressing anything. Again, just press the button once. Let it load up. Okay? This one you'll see, and you'll kind of see it actually when you get into picking the when you start a game. Instead of it showing the 360 controller, it's actually showing a keyboard. Because again, the system is confused, but not confused in a bad way. It's just that we have joy to keep running. This is going to show it, I'm very sure. Let's see. Oh, it's not this one. And then not to mention, see? Nothing. You can even see at the top right here, it's keyboard hint. Oh, it actually did work. But don't trust it. Like I said, you're going to have buttons spazzing out, I promise. Let's pick a game that I'm very sure... I'm trying to figure out... I'm sorry, guys. Again, we are live streaming this thing now. I'm not going to be making a... It has to be Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I'm not going to be filming it like I did before in the other one, because I figured this is easier. We can actually show you live and everything, and there's no edits and cuts. But again, on this one... There's a part where it lets you pick, like you'll pick player 1, player 2, it'll go left and right, and you'll see that player 1 and 2 is basically like, you have to choose between the keyboard or the 360. This is another thing, see this? It jumps. That's because both are talking together. This is another example. I'm pressing down one time, but it jumps twice. Okay, that's one thing. I'm going to use the keyboard now on the actual computer. I'm going to go into versus. And here we go, see? It's understanding that it's a keyboard. But my player 2 showed up when I pressed start as a controller. This is something that I just can't stress enough. I could literally... See that? It just jumps to it. So, again, I highly suggest if you're going to run PC games... Run it through the start, just from the desktop. I'll be honest, all this like artsy stuff, the videos and all that, there's none. Maybe one or two have the nice video to it, like Guacamelee, I think. But other than that, it's not worth, you know, loading this up from Hyperspin. I'm going to exit Hyperspin, and now I'm going to show you what happens. Again, this is it. This is the reason why it spazzes out, is because it always runs joy to key. Okay? We're going to exit this. I already have the window loaded up, but I want to show you step by step. We're going to go to PC. This will always be on everyone's desktop. You go to the PC games, and it says here, I have a controller suggestions, right? Explaining exactly what I'm saying. We go into PC games. It has all the shortcuts to it. We were doing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, right? That's my Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm going to press enter to launch, and now you're going to see that it won't spaz out. It will understand, hey, we are using 360 controllers. Again, you could hear like the audio from my mic, but basically now, again, see that? I could go up and down, and it understands, hey, you're using a controller. I can't stress it enough. Again, I know Hyperspin is beautiful. It's really just, Hyperspin is a front end. It's just supposed to show you, you know, the aesthetics to it. But basically, can I do a two-player game? I picked the wrong mode. But now, again, like I said, I'm able to pick this. It knows now, hey, there's no keyboard. There's no confusion. Let's exit out. And let's load up Street Fighter Cross Tekken. SFTK, that's Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Press enter on it. I'm a big fan of pressing enter. I don't double click. I always press enter. Again, I have both 360 controllers on. I'll let it load. See that? Now it's fine. Before, if you remember, it was double kick. It would always skip. It was always double skipping. And now you can see it. It's recognizing it as a controller. I'm gonna press player 2, and there you go. Again, I can't stress it enough. I know it's a little bit of a nuisance, but I gotten a couple people like, I don't know why, what's happening, but this is why you need to exit Hyperspin altogether. You're just better off doing it that way. I'm not gonna load up this game, but that's really it. I mean, other than that, everybody's enjoying these things. Everybody's going crazy for it. Some games will work from Hyperspin. I know, like Pinball Effects. I would say like 50% of the games will work from Hyperspin. But just to be safe, if you're going to play, you know, a PC game, you might as well load up from the desktop and just make your life easy and all that. One last note about the PC games. I did manage to get the Grand Theft Autos to work with the controller. For you new millennials, when Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and San Andreas came out, there was no controller capable, like compatible with the PC. I know there is an issue with San Andreas. San Andreas, it looks like people are saying that you have to use both the mouse, keyboard, and controller. It's difficult. I know. I'm contemplating on should I remove San Andreas, but if I load up Grand Theft Auto Vice City, it will work with the controller. It better work. I was just doing it today. Finally configured it all. Let's see if it works. I hope it does. Yeah, I'm using that. I have no game saved. But basically, yeah, it is a known issue. San Andreas, I tried. I'm able to, but like on San Andreas, for example, I can't move the camera. For some reason, you can't move the camera. I'll show you what I mean on Vice City. This is a great game. One of the best Grand Theft Autos out is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. All day. The soundtrack on it. They need more soundtracks like that. And there you could actually see it now. See, if I use the right stick, I'm able to scan, but on San Andreas, I cannot. It's a known issue. People are saying that they know about it, but at least with this, you could literally see that it actually loads up the Xbox. There you go. See, press A. It's recognizing it as an Xbox controller and all that. Other than that, that's really it. Like I said, if you're confused as what I was talking about from consoles to PC games, I hope you understand it a little bit better. But again, every system has the PC game shortcut. I'm contemplating on putting an emulator shortcut here, but I'll probably show you guys how to get into the emulators and all that. If any questions, let me know. I hope you guys are enjoying these things and all that. Now you can play your PC games without any stress. I'll see you guys in the next